Hi, it's Steffi from Steffi's Beads and Baubles. This third time's a charm. This is the third time I've tried to do this video today, so I'm going to remove the stitches I did earlier. I'm having a real issue with lighting. And the crazy thing is, let me show you my lighting. I have the ceiling fan on. I have this big light on here. And I have a ring light. I don't know if you can see. There's a ring light. Okay. I have tons of light. It's very bright. When I look at my tray, it's really bright. But then when I try to look at a video that I've done, I was already editing the video and I was cringing. It was so dark, so I had to start over. So let's try it again. So this is the ornament I did. It's a lobster. My daughter asked me to do a lobster because Friends is one of her husband's and hers favorite show, and it's a private joke from the show that they call each other their lobster. So I did the first one. She wants one for both of them, and so I'm going to do the second one next. So I did put a magnetic clasp on it so that and these things work great. I mean, and then you can hang it anywhere, on a tree, on your rearview mirror, whatever you want to do. But anyway, so I was going to show you the basics of, and I did this one a little different. As you know, I normally do a cookie cutter, and I did. I bought a lobster cookie cutter. I got this for 50 cents somewhere. Let me see. 50 cents. I cut it out, and I just didn't like how flimsy it was. I also didn't like these legs. I thought, what am I going to do with that? So I said no. So I went online, and I found the shape of a lobster. I traced it with pencil onto paper, and then I put it on the table and totally redid it. I made the head bigger. I changed the claws. I changed the tail, made the body a little wider, and just kind of used that outline to make it my own. And then I put it over cardboard, and I cut them both out at the same time. And then I used the cardboard to trace with a thin, this is a thin ultra fine Sharpie, onto the felt. Once it was cut out, because of course then I cut it out, and I just used little detail scissors. Once it was cut out, I drew on there the little accents I wanted to do around the claws, around the body, and then I put a little tiny sequin for the accent. Now in past videos I've done bugle beads. I just did this, which I think is a horrible ornament. I'm horrified by it. I just didn't think it come out okay. It come out okay at all. But I used bugle beads on this one to make the lines. But I didn't want to do that because this is curved and they just wouldn't look right. And you could do seed beads, but I thought, no, I knew I had some teeny tiny sequins, because you know me, I'm addicted to Cartwrights, and I had these tiny little 3mm. And to show you the difference, here is a black 5mm sequin. Okay. And then I'll show you a couple of these 3mm next to it. Or there's one. There's the difference. 3mm and a 5mm. Big difference. And of course, you get a lot more per bag on these. You get like, what does it say, 1,850. And on a 5mm bag. Now here's another 3mm. It's a red. But to get a 5mm, you get, let me see, I gotta find a 5mm from Cartwrights. You get 1,000, I know that. You get 1,000. For the same price, you get 1,000, so you get about 850 more of the small ones. So, what I did is I did the accents first. I did the black around, and it's not perfect, you know, I mean, some of it moves around too, but I did the 3 lines. I did these lines, and then I put the little eyes on with the 5mm black. Once I got that done, I did the red above the eyes, and then I followed this line around. Then I did around the entire, and along this line. Then I did around this entire claw, back around this black line. Then I started filling in. And the reason I do, and I did that on every section, and the reason I fill it in first is because then you get a perfect edge. It's easier to fill in between sequins than to get to the end and have too little space, and then you have to go over the edge and have a sequin hang over, and it just, especially on something like this. If one side is off, it's not going to look as good. Might not be as bad on the bottom, but you want your definition. So if you fill in between the edge, then you're always going to have a piece that looks nice. Like I said, it's easier to squeeze a few in between than to totally try to cram in sequins that won't fit. So that's how I did this whole piece, is a section at a time. I went around the edge, filled it in, around the edge, filled it in. Then I stitched it together, and I've got a tutorial below this video. You'll see a description box, and there should be a more that you can hit, and it'll give you the links to my basic ornament tutorial and my basic edging tutorial, because there's no point in me showing you every video a full tutorial, because those are very long. So I will show you the basic stitch, how to get started one more time, and then you can go to those videos for more details. So after tying a knot in the string, and I tie a pretty hefty knot. Sometimes I'll get a couple, 3 knots, because sometimes when you pull it, it makes new, and then I'll knot those all together. So I get a pretty good size knot. It looks like the lighting's actually going to be decent on this video. Then I pick where I'm going to start. And normally, you know, I would do all the accents and all that, but I'm just going to show you how to start. And I just come up through the felt, wherever I want to start. Now, felt is extremely porous, so I will go back over. Here's where it comes out. I will go over a good amount so that when I go back down, I've got thread laid on top of the felt. Doesn't matter, it's going to be hidden. Then I come back up anywhere in that area, and then now my thread is secure. Now I'm going to pick up the sequins upside down, and by upside down I mean I almost exclusively use, unless I tell you otherwise, cupped sequins. These are semi-cupped. Those little bitty ones were fully cupped. But these are semi-cupped, which means they're beveled. So when it sits on my finger, you can see it doesn't lay flat. And when I lay it on my stomach, oh my gosh, why did I even say that? Have a good laugh at my expense. I guess because you lay on your stomach? I don't know where that even came from. Anyway, when you lay it on your finger, not your stomach, I guess you could lay it on your stomach, it'll be down, okay? I hope I gave you all a good laugh, because I'm totally baffled where that came from. So you lay it on there, and it's upside down, and it forms like a cup. So I like them up because I like that beveled. Sometimes the backs, sometimes the backs are the same, like on here, but sometimes the backs have a different color or sheen altogether. So I just like the look of them up. That's just my preference. I have occasionally, when I needed to, used one upside down. So once I get I'll go and if it's not flipped over already, then I will flip the sequin upside down. And I pick up the sequin with the needle, like that. Then I'll pick up a seed bead in whatever color you're going to do. And you could do clear. I did red. Then I'm going to let it fall onto the felt. Then what I want to do is I want to take the hole with my needle and push it to where I want it to be. Then you only go back through the sequin. You do not go back through the seed bead, because that's what anchors your sequin on. Now I'm going to come up real close. I like to kind of underlap them, if that makes sense. So I come up pretty close. Don't worry about where it comes up, because you're going to come back down. And I'll do the same thing. Pick up the sequin and the bead. And then when I pull it down on the fabric, I like it to be under the one in front of it. So I will take my needle and I will kind of maneuver it. I'll hold the thread up a little bit. I'll maneuver so that I can get it tucked under there. Sometimes you can use your finger. The first couple are the hardest. After that it gets easier. So then I get it so that it's tucked under, almost so that the back of this one touches the thread on that one. And then I pull it tight again. And then that overlaps them very nicely. I don't want any felt showing when I do this. So I will do that all the way around the edge. Like I said, I did the detail work first on this. And I did the same on this. I always do the detail first. And then I go around the detail and fill it in. But that's the basics. And then when you're done, when I'm done, I just come across the back and I just go through the fabric. I just tuck under the fabric like this, and I make a few loops going around through the fabric this direction. Then I go this direction and then back through this direction and cut it. I've never ever used glue, but you can put a dab of glue if it makes you feel better. And then once it's all done, I stitch it together using seed beads to make either a tri-edge or a single edge. And I do have an edging tutorial below. I'm already at almost 11 minutes, so I want to cut this short. I'm trying to keep my videos shorter. I personally got all my sequins at Cartwright's, although these are vintage. I've had these for 30 years. These are ones I bought at hobby shops or whatever many years ago. Real quickly, I want to show you a couple other cookie cutters I bought. This was 3 I bought from one company. This is a fun little whimsical house I'm going to do something Christmassy with. An angel similar to one I have, but a little more detailed and fancy. And I want to do her for you guys. And then I fell in love with this little cute fairy. I saw a lot of them that were very rounded, didn't have much detail. Now, what I'll do with her is stamp her onto a piece of paper like I did this and fill in the detail I want to do before I start working on her. That way I have an idea, because you can see there's going to be a lot of detail. I've got to figure out if there's going to be an arm. I've got a little foot. What kind of detail? This one's going to be a while. Plus I got the back where the wing joins. So this will be a while till I do it, but when I do it, it should be a lot of fun. So those are new, and then I just got a few more sequins. When don't I get new sequins? These are very close to the ones I get at Cartwright's, if not exactly the same. So they might be what I already have. But this one here has a beveled flower edge. I've never had one quite like this. And then there's a gold one here. This is a hologram one that's similar to it. So those are a lot of fun. So I'm also listing a bunch of sequins on Etsy right now, both some modern ones and some vintage ones. You can see I've got some here I'm going through right now. So that's something I'm doing at this point in time too. Anyway, so I hope you like this video. I'm at 12, almost 13 minutes, so it's time to go. If you have any questions, ask below. But if you look at those 2 videos, or look at my older videos, like if you go back to the candy cane and the Christmas tree, the cardinal shows, if you want to do bugle beads, that one shows how to do bugle beads. I've got tons of old tutorials where I took longer time and did real detailed tutorials. So you can either look at the 2 videos below that show you how to do the edging or how to do the beadwork, or you can look at some of the very first earlier videos where I have, and you can tell by the length of the video, they're more detailed. Some of them my camera work wasn't great because I was learning. Some of them it was better, but I did do the 2 detailed videos as well that are just to be linked under for you guys to look and see the basics. Anyway, it's July. I'm hoping to do a couple Christmas in July ornaments, and from here through the holidays I will be doing a couple of Christmas every month. And then some others. I also have some jewelry to do. I'm running late here. A friend gave me, well, a friend of a friend gave me some black necklaces and some pearl. And she wants me to take the 3 of each and make her 1 pearl and 1 black necklace that are each 30 inches long. So I will do a video on that as well. And that's about it. So I just wanted to get this video out to you today. Like I said, 3rd time's the charm. Second video I actually got to editing and it was so dark you couldn't even see what I was doing. But this is, I somehow got the lighting better now. I'm really pleased. I've just got to remember what I did. And you can actually see it. So I'm very pleased. And I did use a magnetic clasp. You don't have to. You can just loop it or do a lobster claw. I told my daughter, do you want me to put a lobster claw? She's like, very funny. I thought it was. Anyway, I like the magnetic because they are strong. And I do a double thread where I double the thread. I come up through the sequins here and up through a bead. I go up to where I want the clasp. I go through this loop twice, come back through here, tie it off. Then I do the same thing coming up to where it matches, and then go around this loop that's on the clasp. I go through it twice and then back down through the sequins, and I come back and you can see a big place where I tied both sides off. That's all I do. And if you don't want to put a clasp, then you just do one big loop. I do about 6 inches, go up through one bead, do your big loop, and come back to the other bead and knot it on the bottom. And I come out through the front so to hide the knot, but you don't have to. You can do both through the back if it's easier for you. I've been doing these 30 years, so I'm a little bit more at ease coming through the back, but you don't have to. And if you use the same color thread, it's not that noticeable. So anyway, we're at 15.5 minutes. I gotta go. I'm trying to keep these videos short for you because when they get too long, people don't like to watch them. But I'll be back soon, and I'm hoping to get a little closer together on my videos. I apologize. I did start another channel where I'm going to be doing my hauls and all that. Of course, right now there's really no hauls. So if I'm just picking up a couple little things like this, I'll just show you in a video. But I'll be back soon. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love if you'd leave them. If you give me a thumbs up, that helps YouTube to show my videos to more people. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And oh, the winner of our contest picked the gold and silver ornament. I meant to tell you that. So that's all the news for now, and I'll be back soon. Bye.